Yeah!
You know, let me just say this. The tradition of great performers from, and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though. You know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad. And the story is very sad in the end because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony being being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Yeah!
They are in the middle of acquiring Michael Jackson's or stake in his catalog. Now, it's valued at $1.2 billion. Now, last February, Variety actually talked about the Jackson estate was in negotiations seeking about 800 to 900 million for half of his interest in the singer's music catalog. Now, at the time, Billboard assessed that the estate earned about $75 million annually with assets including ownership of master recordings, publishing for Jackson's share of his songs, the singer's Mijac publishing catalog, and royalties from theatrical shows based on his music. Now, Michael Jackson acquired Sony's catalog, Sony/ATV's catalog at a point in time, and he even talked about it. But now they're getting it back. The deal is going for $600 million, so they didn't get what they were looking for last year. They were looking for 800 to 900 million, but it sold for 600 million, and now Sony has their stake back in the catalog that Michael Jackson purchased from them. How do you feel about this? Because if you can remember, there was a lot of conspiracies out there that and people talked about he owned the Beatles catalog and all these people's catalog, and now he's dead. All the allegations are still flowing. Now the catalog, something that he boasted about and was very proud about, is not his anymore.
Yeah.
And real quick, the attorney for the estate is not commenting on it. They're not giving any comment. So this is kind of fishy to me. But what's your thoughts?
It's very interesting, man, because one, okay, and my bad if you said it and I just didn't catch it. Is it his songs or is this Sony's catalog? Did they specify?
It's some of his stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
'Cause it says recorded masters, Michael Jackson's publishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. A whole bunch of things in there that's his. Yeah.
See, when we have the artists that we love from yesteryear and they kind of talked about the industry and the importance of holding on to that type of stuff,
Right.
it kind of throws me through a loop, and we've seen this a lot the last year or so of artists kind of selling back their masters and selling their masters back and getting a nice chunk of change, but losing ownership nonetheless.
Right.
And when you look at a artist and icon like Michael Jackson, albeit passed away for some time now, you would think that the ownership would mean more than the monetary value at this point. That the fact that ownership was something that people fought for and died for. Let's keep it 1,000 for a very long time. So the timing of it, the number, the fact that he's no longer here, it all just kind of makes me look at it a little side-eyed, you know what I'm saying, as to why and the timing of it. So, I mean, I'm not going to jump out the window yet. I would love to speak to somebody within the camp or somebody close to the situation that could better elaborate on that. We do have a couple people that we were very cool with within the Jackson family that we have the utmost respect for. So if they hear this, when they hear this, if they are ready, then they can come on. If not, then respect, and we understand. So, it's interesting, man.
Yeah,
Anything involving Mike, man, it kind of makes me look sideways.
Yeah, especially all the allegations and stuff coming out. Now, I think that's true what you said. You would think that, holding on to that would, be viable, more viable than gold. Right now, it's only half of the catalog, but still, that's a portion of, your life work, your life recordings. But people sell it because a lot of times they need the money. Or they get, forced into a position where things ain't flowing like it used to, and they need those funds to survive. And the state made it. I'm sure within the state is a group of people that probably sit down and decide.
Right.
Say, all right, look, we got, because he still got debt, he still got bills, he still got things, that has to run.
It's crazy.
Like, that's why it's called in the state. Children, things, or whatever the case may be. So money still has to flow. Maybe they felt like, all right, we get rid of half of this and get this and pay off, and we still are collecting something, because they say that it's making, according to Billboard, $75 million annually, meaning yearly, which is a lot of money.
It's good money.
Yeah, great money, but who knows what their expenses are? We never know.
Right.
But again, we've been seeing this, and I guess I don't know if I asked you this: is there ever a time when it's good to sell your publishing, in your opinion, or is it good to keep it? Like, what do you think?
Depends on the artist and depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
If you're an artist that you've done great things, and all right, I'll give no disrespect to anybody about the name, right? This is with all due respect. A Jay Holiday, who killed it, had his time, right? Had Bed, had I'm still, I forgot the other song.
Damn.
It's boggling my mind right now.
Damn.
Come on, man. But tired. But that's our man. Jay Holiday's our
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Right?
real dude, man.
Had a nice run, but maybe has slowed down in recent years, right? But has a catalog, has something worth it. It may be in his best interest to maybe sell half of that, grab it, invest it. He earned the right to be able to do that. That's his money. It's like selling a stake in our business. When you feel like the time is right, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, Prince, Beyonce, Taylor Swift type status where you sitting somewhere crazy, it may be in your best interest to keep that generationally, because that money one day, if needed, or that asset one day could put you in a very high list on people, and that can, leverage some life-changing situations. So I think it just depends on the pecking order of the artist, in my opinion, on whether you should buy or sell. If I was sitting in a situation where I had a couple good hits and I had a nice catalog worth 60, 70 million, and I can go ahead and flip that for 35 real quick and reinvest, I'm doing it.
Yeah, we've seen people like Nelly. He did it. And then, like you said, it probably made a lot of sense.
Right.
For him to do it
Hell
now.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not broke. I'm not saying that. But maybe he might not make $50 million from here until he dies. But the catalog, they say, I'm going to give you 50. Like, fuck it. Or he's making $1.2 million a year. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Right.
And they give him that big lump sum. He could do some things, maybe invest, get some more artists, start a label, whatever he wants to do.
Right.
He could do it. So, I think it's definitely case by case. I don't know about a Michael Jackson, though.
Right.
That's why we would love to talk to people from the family, people very close to him, even an attorney that's over the estate, to say, like, why did y'all do this? It's bringing in money. It's worth $1.2 billion.
Even now.
Right.
I mean, it died in, I think, 08, 09, maybe 2007. I forgot.
Right.
But around that time.
But it's timeless classic music, though. Like that, his music's going to be playing until they don't play music no more.
Right.
Whether it be clubs, gyms, anything, like anywhere.
Right.
Like, parties. So, man, it's just to be able to create something that could live on forever is just amazing to me, man. Just even thinking about that, like how long his music and some of these other people's music is going to just live on forever.
That's why music makes me sick now, because of the power it has and the message it's giving nowadays.
Right.
And I'm not, damn the messaging, right? I'm even talking about sonically with all the machines and all of the new ways that we have to give to record music, which is cool, right? Because it makes it fast. It makes the process way faster, but it takes away from the sound.
Yep.
It takes away from the Christmas. It takes away from the soul. It really does. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just so fast and put out so quickly. So we're not going to get songs like that to where your kid at 3, 4 years old can listen to Michael Jackson, a song 30 years old, and don't know any better but rocking to that joint and catching on to that joint and ended up loving it and singing it for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And the song was made 50 years prior to his time. So it's some genius and some real godly type talent to be able to do some stuff like that. And that's why music is in the shitter right now, because we don't got more of that.
It ain't just music. It's TV shows, I think.
Yep.
I'm not going to say movies. I think movies is great. But definitely like TV shows. Remember, like, even we talked about this before. We'll talk about it again, man. Like a show like A Family Matters.
Yep.
Or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Or any of those like black shows back then. Damn, like, could you just Cosby Show?
Yep.
Like, how important and how vital those shows were for people actually seeing a living example of this. All right, this is how a family supposed to work. Here's actually successful black people functioning in a household.
Yep.
To now, I'm sure you got some great shows out there, but the mainstream shows are loving hip hop, which is just straight ratchetness.
Yeah.
Straight fighting, straight this, straight that. Where is the like equivalent of that right now? And I ask the same thing in hip hop. Where's like something that can go against of Ice Spice,
right?
Or one of these, trifling ass bitches that's just shaking their ass all day. Who's the, and you can say, oh, Rhapsody and this, that, and Shay Noir, and really though, and shout out to them great artists. But who's really checking for them like that? Besides the people that actually rock with them and know their music.
And that's why they are struggling and dealing with things mentally when it comes to this industry shit, because they're trying to do the right thing and nobody gives a shit the way they act like they do.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's funny you brought up the shows, right? Because I was walking my dog either yesterday or today, and I'm thinking, yo, not only were those shows missed and needed for the messaging, but you think of the crop of talent, black talent that came out of these shows that were on the underground just coming up. Think of Cockroach, Carl Anthony Payne on the Cosby Show when he was with Theo. You think of Fresh Prince. I was thinking D.L. Hughley. The first time I was introduced to D.L. Hughley was on the Fresh Prince.
Right.
When he came from Philly and did the comedy show.
Right.
Or even Don Cheadle, one of the best actors we have out here now, played Ice Tray in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
It's like their start was in these shows. They were given opportunity within these shows. And we don't see that. It's like the minor leagues of our stars. We don't get to see this crop of talent get brought up and raised the right way and in positive messaging and then put out there to thrive and shine. So it goes so far and so deep when it even comes to the shows and how they used to come from yesterday and the music and things like that and the messaging and the seeds that it planted. So I don't know, man. I think